Hello everyone, and today we're back for another Loomian Legacy video, and today I'm just going to be talking about how I feel about my first ever Ace League season. So, the Ace League is a league that was started, and this was season 4, and I was part of a team. I was part of the Flawless Valkyries. I was a last minute pickup, and we played pretty well. I'm not going to spoil the results of what happened within that season, but we played pretty well, and it was a very interesting experience doing competitive Loomian Legacy for the first time since TLS. And if y'all guys don't remember the TLS experience, that server shut down while I was in the middle of that season. So just finishing a season is already a lot better than how TLS went. But I'm just going to be talking about how the season went, what were some of my teams I used, and I will be making a more edited, longer video talking about what actually happened within the season. But short thoughts first. It was fun. I had a really good team. I really liked the team we picked up. I mean, Nico was the captain. Kilson was the vice captain. We had Nickel. We had Pan. We had J-Money. We had Ash. Like, we had a really good team. Like, our team was really good. And they were just pleasant to be around as well. Like, we're probably going to be talking to each other a lot even after the season ends. Even if we start another season. And they're just great. Joining the Ace League was perfect for seeing a lot of the other competitive players and being able to build teams in BC and coach them, or them coaching me mainly, was awesome. So, my team was awesome. I really liked the team I was on, and hopefully that is something that will happen in future leagues I join. But that also leads to my other question. Will I continue to play competitive Loomian Legacy? And that's an iffy question. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I did join the N-Hive server, but I'm a backup signing, and I'm not 100% sure if I want to join in a seasoned league with a 10-person team again, because doing battles and preparing for battles every week is very stressful. You need to build the perfect team, especially in a meta that's kind of cheeks. It's really hard to build an actual good team, because let's be honest, the meta ever since Brancata's came out has been the same meta for a long time. And the meta sucks. Every single competitive team has Phagenaut. Phagenaut is legit the best Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy. And that don't even get me started on Fog, Tyranics. And the Ace League had a lot of complex bans. So they banned Berserk Gargoyle and Power Legs Brancata, but they allowed Rush Hour Brancata and Master Gargoyle Attack. And I'm just going to say this right now. Gargoyle Attack is just as busted even without its Berserk ability, and Rush Hour Brancata might be even worse. So, yeah. There's just so many broken Loomians running around in the meta, and trying to account for everything is so hard. That doesn't even mention the fact that I'm always someone that struggles with meta teams, but I really like using more unconventional stuff. And something that this league has taught me is that unconventional stuff is really hard to find in a meta that's so meta-manced, like Phagenaut, Tyranics, Luminami, Chartiki. It's so hard to build a team that can beat all 4 of them. And even if you do, they can just add something like a Vesperado or a Himber. Like, Himber's also one of the most common mons. That guy just never dies. Like, being weak to all those mons, like, every team's going to be at least weak to one of those mons, which is very scary. And this is coming from someone that always has fundamentals to their teams as well. Like, I always have a Flash and Flea immunity. I always have a Zip Zap immunity. I already have 2 forms of hazard removal. You can't really have that on a team with this meta, because if you have that, then your team goes soft into Phagenaut, Tyranics, Lumi with Himber. So, really tough there. And that doesn't even mention the fact that if you do build for that team, you die to Flash and Flea spam, or you don't have hazard removal, or you don't have something else. Like, you're missing something else. So, I have not solved the Meta-Mence meta with Brancata in it. So, that's all I will say. I'm not a big fan of this meta, and I can't wait for the next Loomian Legacy update for the meta to change. Also, it was cool facing some of the teams. Like, some of these other teams were cool. Like, there was the Sachi Snipers, which had Delilah and Fernie, which are 2 people I know from the Faraverse, so that's cool. Pid was on the Venolin, so Pid was there too. Stoops was on the Ursouls, and there's also other guys, like the Thawbins also had epically in a kill. A lot of people know. So we had some of the top Loomian Legacy players play in the Ace server. So it was a very stacked server when it comes to facing the opponents. But I will say that my first 6 weeks of Ace were really fun. I really liked my first 6 weeks. I was able to face Stoops, I faced Pit, I faced Hasty. Those matchups were good. Those matches were good. They're posted videos on my channel, but I will talk about them again in my future Ace video. But, and then we faced the Thawmans for the first time, and that was kind of when everything started to pile against. Like, that's when I started really, not really zoned out of the league per se, but I was kind of where the stress really started to get to me. Because it was one of those things where I was so focused. I was just focused on trying to prove myself as a player mainly. That's mainly why I joined the league. Just prove that I still have it. Someone I could actually compete at a competent level. Because I'm not the best LL player. I'm fine. I have fundamentals. But I play way too safe a lot of the time. I play way too safe, and I struggle to make risk when they count. So I faced the Thawman Trailblazers. I faced BBM, who is the owner of the Ace server, by the way. I come up with a 10 to 90 matchup. Like, it's pretty much an auto loss from Team Preview. But I somehow find a way to beat BBM, and oh my god, BBM just went freaking berserk about losing to me. He was crapping on me. He was crapping on my team. He was calling me ass while on Discord to say rematch me and battle me again. And we would have our rematch. I would lose in the Week 7 rematch. And he was just calling me a fraud. Post a video about you losing, Josh. You're a fraud. You're garbage. You're actual trash at the game. And this isn't just about him calling me trash and me being bad at the game. Because, you know what? That's one thing. It's rage baiting. It happens. But I've also heard some really bad stuff about BBM. And J Money, one of our teammates, was exposing him for it. So, being the great person he is, he's just like, oh, no, get off the team. You're banned. J Money's banned. So, Week 7, final week of the regular season, we needed to replace J Money, who was one of our top players going up to that point. And that doesn't even mention, while in Week 7, he was airing me. Like, I was telling him to battle on Tuesday. And he's like, no, let's battle on the weekends. Okay, let's battle on the weekends. Alright, let's battle on Saturday. Let's battle on Saturday, midday. No, I'll wait till the afternoon. Alright, let's battle in the afternoon. We battle at 4 p.m. And 4 p.m., guess what? I'm gonna take a nap and then go to the freaking gym. I'm also going to go to some kind of party and battle you at 11:30 p.m. at night. 11:30 p.m. at night, 30 minutes before the due-in time. I should have just considered that an air one on the spot, but me being too nice, just decided to battle anyway, and my Beta Haste team got crushed. At that point, we already lost for the week. We already clinched the 1 seed at that point, so I just used Beta Haste, even though Beta Haste really doesn't work. Beta Haste sucks. I'm just going to say that right now. Like, it could work sometimes, but it's just really inconsistent. And it definitely showed up when actually facing an actual Metamance team. So, yeah. Once all the BBM stuff started to happen, it went from me just trying to prove myself and being a good teammate to my team and showing that I can compete as a competitive LO player, went from I want to kick BBM's butt. I want to beat the Thawman so bad. I want BBM to have his mouth shut. So, I was stressing out every week because that doesn't even mention the fact that he absolutely rigs matches. Like, there was a playoff match between the Shrooms and the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers were up 4-2 in the semifinals. And the Shrooms won the match, but due to the timer rules and due to not having a ref, they had something happen where they lost that match and they redid it and they did something, and basically BBM rigged the game to give them a win. Basically. And that's how the Shrooms got kicked out of the playoffs. Yeah, great person. Like I said, BBM, great person. Same thing also happened when our semifinals match between the Snipers as well. Like, we won that week 6-3 because the other person was a forfeit. But what happened was it was a 1-1 game. It was 1-1 for the week. I faced Delilah, which A lot of people from my channel knows who Delilah is. I've seen him in some of the Faroverse videos. I face him. He's a really good LO player, by the way. And we go to Timer. And I'm just going to tell you this. Timer rules suck. I absolutely despise the timer rules in Ace. And that doesn't even get to the part that... So, I hate the timer rules in Ace. Like, you have one match a week that you have to perform, and there's a timer. There's a strict time limit. After 40 minutes, it goes into sudden death, and then after an hour, they basically combine the number of HP you have left, or combine the amount of HP percentage you have left. Why is there sudden death rules and HP percentage rules when you're only having one battle a week? That makes it so you can't necessarily play slow, and that's exactly what happened there. And it's even worse in a league where you have 8 other people on VC screaming at you plays. So me and Delilah were taking forever making our plays. So when it came to the finals, we were tied 3-3, and me and Delilah, instead of sacking them on and going to our win con, we have to keep our bonds alive. I needed to keep Whippledrift alive because in that situation, I would have just sacked Whippledrift and then go to Soulburst Dragodine and win the game on the spot. But I couldn't sack Whippledrift because I would lose. Same with Delilah. Delilah did the same thing. Just sack freaking Chartiki and then go into Tire X and not get a knockout and then get a win with Plasmoth later in the game. So it led to an unnecessary situation in the semifinals. I'll talk about it more in the Ace video, but let's just say that one of us got robbed. Got robbed the win in that battle. So yeah, there's that. And then in the finals, BBM was also being a flipping clown in the finals. We had matchups established. And he's like, no, I don't want these matchups. So Septile, who is one of the refs in the Ace server, decided to make a matchup based on all the opponent's time zones, which is great. I mean, we match against each other from the same time zone. To be fair, there's only one battle that was not matched within the same time zone because Ash lives on the other side of the globe. So someone was going to get a bad matchup because of that. But other than that, all the other matchups were within an hour from each other. And it would have been very convenient for everyone to schedule their times. But no, BBM still whined about that. So, and he wanted to use a AI generator. He wanted the AI to generate our matchups. Septile did that, and it had our teammates face each other. So we did it again, and we basically spun a wheel. Spun a wheel before finally BBM accepted the matchups that were given. Just like I said, BBM is a flippin' clown, and I'm gonna live and die by that. So, I'll talk about what happened within the Ace League in a second. I'll talk about who won or who lost, or every matchup, every team I built. Personally, my favorite part about the Ace season was probably beating BBM in Week 6, let's be honest. Beating BBM, beating a clown like him, feels really good. I think it would also have to be just, having the preparation, having teammates behind you, knowing what to do, and having good teammates with you does help. Just talking with the Flawless Valkyries was really nice. It definitely helped because I knew a couple of the people, but still, we had really good team synergy, which definitely helped me get through this Ace season because this was hard. I'm not sure if I'm going to join another competitive league like this. So, yeah, that's what I'll say. My immediate reactions from this Ace season 4. I'll make the video on it, and the video is going to be very, very long. It might be 2 hours long because not only am I going to be talking about the story which led to me joining the Ace League, but I'm also going to go into every matchup, every team option I did, even the games, like all the opponents I faced, what their backstories were, how they got into the story, and of course, all the BBM drama. So yeah, all of that is going to be within the next couple weeks in my video on Ace Season 4. Hope you guys enjoyed this little quick preview. Expect a big video on my channel soon. Thank y'all for staying here, making me rant, talking about Ace Season 4. How did y'all do in Ace Season 4? Anyone who joined Ace Season 4? How did y'all experiences go? Was it good? Was it bad? Please tell me in the comments below. That'll be the end of the video, and I'll see y'all all later. Bye-bye!